Right here, I'm talking about a romantic date between a guy and a lady. You really need to avoid making these careless mistakes because they could ruin the date for the very first time. Okay, and you don't even know if they could be that special one. Okay, so the date needs to go well. And not just the first date, every other date you may have with them. Some of these mistakes I'll be telling you should be avoided on every other date, not just the first date. Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Chiami Ada. I'm your favorite counselor, and my aim is to make your love and family life a bliss. So in this video, I'll be telling you those mistakes you should avoid on a first date. Those careless mistakes singles should avoid on a first date. You really need to avoid making these careless mistakes because they could ruin the date with that person you are seeing for the very first time. Okay, and you don't even know if they could be that special one. Okay, so the date needs to go well. And right here, I'm talking about a romantic date between a guy and a lady. A date is a social meeting that is planned before it happens, especially with someone whom you are having a romantic relationship with or might soon have a romantic relationship with. Okay, it could be a dinner date or a daytime date. It could be by meeting or hanging out somewhere like a restaurant, a fast food joint, or even going out for a walk on the beach. Okay, so you guys can spend some time together, relax, and converse with each other. A date is the beginning of a possible relationship. You may or may not go into a romantic and committed relationship with them. It's under probability. After the first date, you can decide to just be casual friends, have a relationship with them, or you go your separate ways. A first date gives you a clue of whom someone is. Okay, it is a great way to screen potential romantic partners without committing yourself to them yet. Going on a date with someone doesn't mean that you love them. Okay, it could just mean that you are interested in them and attracted to them. Take note of this, there is no love at first sight, it is attraction at first sight. You could just like them and be attracted to them. Love is deep and takes time to develop. Time will tell if you can love this person based on whom they are. A first date is a special day, so it's important I talk about it. Okay, and not just the first date, every other date you may have with them. Okay, so some of these mistakes I'll be telling you should be avoided on every other date, not just the first date. The first mistake to avoid on the first date is meeting in a lonely place or going to the date's house for the date or after the date. Okay, this is totally wrong. You shouldn't even think of it. If you are meeting someone for the first time, you came across them somewhere or you met them on the social media, do not have a date in their house or in a lonely place. It's risky, it's not safe for you, and it's a temptation as you do not know them. Okay, you are meeting this person for the very first time. So why going to their house or meeting in a lonely place for the date? As a woman, it doesn't really speak good of you. Okay, don't go to his house to see him for the very first time. He might see you as a loose or a cheap girl and might not take you serious. Okay, he may feel that you are one of those girls that can go see any man anywhere, anytime. Okay, it doesn't really speak good of you as a young single lady. Okay, it only shows that you have low self-worth. So you need to carry yourself with some dignity and respect. Okay, have some self-worth. As a woman, you should be the one to turn down this offer of seeing him at his place. Okay, because some men might make this offer, so you have to say no. It's up to you to accept the offer or not. You both should hang out somewhere, probably in an open place. Okay, let it be a social meeting. Make it official. With this, he will give you some respect and value. Okay, because it is more of ladies that flirt or play around that usually go to see a guy at his place for the very first time. Someone you don't even know anything about. They can go to any man's house at any time, anywhere to see him. Okay, so please don't do that. Show him that you have some self worth. Okay, show him that you have some self respect. You have dignity. The second mistake to avoid on the first date is neglecting appearance. Okay, your appearance matters a lot and could tell something about you. Looking good for a date shows the other person that they are worth the effort. The first impression is very important, okay, as well as personal hygiene, a polished and good outfit. The way you present yourself could speak volume about your confidence, your style, or preference. So you need to look neat, look good, dress modestly and responsibly. Okay, like I said in my previous video, how to detect the true one for you. I said that who you are is what you attract. So if you dress or look anyhow on the first date, they might not want to see you again or take you serious, especially if they had wanted something serious. Okay, because people have their choice and preferences. So if you want a serious and responsible person for a commitment, then you need to be what you desire. Don't neglect your dressing or appearance. Okay, as a young single lady, dress modestly with light makeup. Okay, don't go and pack ojuju on your face. Don't put on heavy makeup that will make you to start looking weird. Okay, because when you do this, it is no longer makeup, it is now make down. Even the man might be scared when he sees you or when he's talking to you, but he won't tell you. Okay, even most men prefer women who put on light makeups because it looks more natural. With light makeups, he's sure and certain about your real look. But when you put on so much artificials, you might only end up looking weird to him. Okay, you don't have to change your look when going on a date. You only have to enhance your look. As a young man who wants a serious relationship, your dressing matters. Okay, look neat, good, and responsible if you desire the same in a woman. You don't really need to overdress. You can just dress simple and still look good and still look attractive and still look appealing and charming. The third mistake to avoid on a first date is showing up late. Okay, once you guys have scheduled the time and the date, then you need to try as much as you can to meet up with the time. Showing up late can make or break the date. Okay, and it could make your date annoyed. This is somebody you're seeing for the very first time, so you don't have to keep them waiting. When you are late for a date, it might be sending a message to them that the date is of no value to you or you don't even regard the other person's time. So you need to try as much as you can to be early. But if being late is, unavoidable, then it is good to, give them a heads up and apologize. Inform them on time if possible. Okay, but try to be early. The fourth mistake to avoid on a first date is talking alone and not asking questions. Okay, you shouldn't be the only one talking. You should also allow your date to talk. Give them time to talk. Ask them questions too. Okay, let the communication be mutual so your date will not get bored or assume that you are not interested in them. Ask them some things about themselves. Okay, like what they do for a living, their marital status, where they are from, who they are, and so on. The fifth mistake to avoid on the first date is talking carelessly. Okay, you need to mind how you talk so you won't use some offensive words. Another mistake to avoid on the first date is hiding your true identity or what you are known for. Okay, you don't need to hide who you are or your status. If you're a single mom, a single dad, you work as a cleaner, you work in a factory, you work as a sales personnel somewhere, then you need to just be sincere. Don't hide your identity or what you do for a living. Okay, let that person know the important things they need to know about you. Okay, so that they can have a clue of who you are and what you do and know if they can actually get committed to you or not. And I'm sure you would want someone who would love you for who you are. Okay, so just make it clear so that you won't get committed to each other and then tomorrow you tell a different story. Mistakes to avoid on a first date: ordering for too much. Okay, this is a careless mistake you should avoid on a first date. Most singles tend to make this mistake. You went on a date with someone and you know you're not the one paying for the orders, and then your date asks you, what would you like to have for the date? This one will tell if you are greedy or not, and if they can continue or if they will just end it there immediately. Your date asks you, what do you want? What would you like to have for the date? And you're like, I want fried rice, shawarma, chicken, pizza, barbecue, meat pie. All this for one person. You don't even know if he has enough money on him, and you are ordering for all this. All this on top of one person head to pay for it. And you know that if he opens his mouth to say, no, nah, just order for some few things, just some small things. You've spoiled the date. You've belittled his confidence and given him the impression that you are greedy. Okay, he could even believe that you are materialistic because it is more of this kind of ladies that usually order this way. And you don't even know their budget for the date. You don't know how much they have on them. Okay, so that is why you need to be careful. In fact, eat at home before going for the date. So if they ask you, what would you like to have for the date? Just a snack and a drink is okay. Yes, apply wisdom. Okay, you are just meeting this person for the very first time and you don't even know how much they have on them. And you don't want to give them a bad impression about you by ordering too much. So unless your date says, I want to get food for us, what would you like to eat? Then you can just order for something and a drink. Okay, don't order for too much unless they choose to give you much. At that point in time, you just have to form like you don't eat too much. Okay, yes, let me tell you now, forming is part of a first date. Ajebota, I mean, fun. Some people call it fun. Okay, apply wisdom and comport yourself. Okay, ajebota is allowed. Try as much as you can to avoid ordering for too much on a first date. Okay, like I said, eat at home before going for the date. Mistakes to avoid on a first date: behaving anyhow. Okay, you don't have to be rude to the waiters. I mean, those people that are serving in that place that you are hanging out with your date. Whenever you go on a date, just comport yourself, be patient, and talk politely to the waiters. They will attend to you. Okay, don't give your date that impression that you are rude, impatient, or a hot-tempered person. So you need to mind how you behave. Another mistake you should avoid making on the first date is stalking your phone. Okay, you need to avoid stalking your phone while on a date with someone. Okay, stalking your phone, that is checking your phone or even taking calls, shows disrespect towards the other person, and it also shows that you are distracted and it is not appealing to the person you are with. If you must check your phone or take a call while on a date, okay, then you need to apologize to your date about it, explain why, okay, and then go out somewhere around there and do it quickly. A date with someone is like having a serious appointment with them, okay, and should not involve any atom of distraction. You need to concentrate. Take note of this. You should go on a date when you are free and not when, people will be looking for you here and there. People will be calling you and, trying to reach out to you and all that. So make sure that you go on a date at your own free time. Mistakes to avoid on a first date: using terms of endearment. Okay, even if the date is going well, you like them, you are attracted to them, you are enjoying each other's company, and the feeling is mutual. Avoid calling all those sweet names. It's a kind of too early and presumes too much familiarity too soon. Okay, meanwhile, you guys haven't even concluded on going into a romantic relationship yet. You are just there to introduce yourselves, sit down, and talk. You can use words like dear. Okay, you can also call them by their name. It's not bad. Mistakes to avoid on a first date: talking about an ex. Okay, unless you are being asked, avoid soliloquizing about your ex. It will only make you look like you haven't moved on. Even if you are being asked, say the briefest, nicest things you can say, okay, and politely try to change the topic. You need to concentrate on your next and forget about your ex. Another mistake to avoid on the first date is poor table manners. Okay, you need to mind how you eat or how you take your drink so you don't disgrace yourself or even stain your clothes. Okay, like I said, agent butter is allowed. Forming is allowed. Not just because you are sitting next to someone, but also for the sake of the fact that you are in the public. Okay, so you need to be mindful of how you eat or how you take your drink. Another mistake you should avoid making on the first date is talking about how bad you are at dating. Okay, you need to avoid it. It's a huge turn off. Don't say things like, "Ah, I don't know how to love, or I'm not too good in dating." No, please avoid it. It's a huge turn off. It's discouraging. Okay, if you don't know how to love, then you should go and learn before going on a date. Mistakes to avoid on a first date: being unaware of your dating intentions. Okay, you went out with them, you like them, you are attracted to them, you are enjoying each other's company, and the feeling is mutual. That's quite good. But it's also helpful to understand your own personal dating intentions in order to have a productive date. So it's important to know what you are looking for prior to dating so that you can keep an eye out for the things that don't align. Make your expectations known. Okay, if you are looking for something serious and your date is not, then it can be a sign that you both aren't compatible at that particular time, and vice versa. Do we want to have a committed relationship or just casual dating? Okay, are we in for something serious or are we playing? You both need to be sure of what you actually want. Okay, so if your expectations don't align, you forget about dating them. But if you're not sure of this person yet, okay, I mean, you're not sure that you would like to, date this person, then you can give it a second date and talk about this on a second date, or you forget about dating them. It's up to you. Before concluding that someone isn't right for you or that you can't go ahead to get committed to them, you can give it a second date before concluding. It's just my humble opinion. It might be hard to, know someone on a first date. Okay, so you can give it a second date before concluding on if you can get committed to them or not. But if you are not comfortable around them after that first date, you feel that you can't just be around them or you can't just be with them, then you forget about them. So, what you should be aware of in terms of going on a date with someone new or your lover is that you should apply wisdom and act maturely. I guess you found this video interesting. Click on one of the videos right there on the screen to watch more. Give me a thumbs up. Tell me what you think at the comment section. Share this video to save a soul. My name is Chiami Ada. I'm your favorite counselor, and my aim is to make your love and family life a bliss. I hope you got inspired. Enjoy the rest of your day.